Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of That's So Funny. Hold on, trying to get this music. There we go. Hey, welcome to another episode. 595. We're doing it. We're another day, another dollar. Yeah, I think right. Just here chilling, waking up early to do this episode more or less because what did I do last night? I was just tired last night. Oh, I was writing up a lot of interview questions because I'm hoping to have a lot of interviews next week, uh, recreationally and professionally. So we'll see what's up with that. What's up with that? But that'll be next week, right? So that'll be cool, hopefully, and we'll get that done. And yeah, today record the wrestling podcast, so that's gonna be fun. And just the same old stuff to do. Nothing really changing the world. Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Come on, change me yourself. You live. You gotta do it yourself. Oh, make that change. Gonna make that change today. Oh, man in the mirror. Oh. But let's check out the news here, right? Let me see here. We got a little bit of news. Rick Ross's like it's always tripped me out when someone has a S at the end of their name, so they should put the apostrophe. Rick Ross's is no Rick Ross private jet gets landing gear stuck in grass after landing in I believe that's Dallas Fort Worth. FAA says. Rapper Rick Ross private plane got stuck. Reports went viral that he crashed in Dallas. The photos surfaced after the rapper himself tweeted on Friday that his jet crashed. Um, I mean, I'm glad he's safe. I don't know. I mean, the devil is a lie. Nah, it was probably like Diddy trying to take care of him, or the people that are hiding Diddy, like the higher powers, or the Boule, or the Illuminati, or the Pale Horse, trying to protect their what is he? Diddy? He's like a Pied Piper. He uses music to lure the young children and the politicians and soothe them into weakness, like like a siren in the ocean for the sailors. Nah, but good thing Rick Ross is alive. I like his voice. I don't know about his his tood, or whatever, his riz, whatever the kids say. His skibbity toilet. I don't know about all that, but um yeah, I think he's got a cool voice. He could really do some like cartoon voiceover. I know when he did that T-Pain cartoon Freaknik, which I love, Freaknik the musical. Uh I think he did a great job with his voice. So yeah, there's that. But prayers to Rick Ross in a speedy recovery. I don't know, whatever. Next year on the news, Warren Buffett says AI may be better for scammers than society, and he's seen how. And I mean, he should be happy then for AI. I don't know. I don't know about his whole like deal here. I'm not reading through this long ass article, but aren't essentially like businessmen like him scammers because they don't really. I mean, they own businesses, but they don't really create anything. They just buy into businesses or support, buy stock in businesses, and then they build up, and then they make their money back, in investments. It's not really creating anything. Yeah, it's in investing in something and then it getting made, but really, like, what are you doing for the world other than giving a guy you already have a lot of money, giving him money, and then telling him, well, I'm gonna give you $10. You better make me $100 back or whatever, or I don't know how his deals work, but really they're just scammers too, they're loan sharks essentially. And I mean, not that I'm not knocking investing. I've invested in stuff before too, And as long as it's a fair deal, mutually with the companies, it's beneficial. I don't see it being a big deal, but I feel like he should be happy that AI, even he's calling AI a scam, he should be happy that it's a scam that he can invest in. And I'm sure he's invested a lot of money in AI. So I don't know why you would talk shit about it and then like, oh well, let's look at your fucking Excel sheets here. Oh yeah, you've invested like billions of dollars into it. Well, yeah, I mean, I call it a scam, but I know it's gonna fucking make money. So why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Uh, but I don't know. I I don't even really know what he does. I just know he's a rich man, and I feel like it's just an investing. So what do I know? He's just an old dude who eats McDonald's, right? Like those other old rich dudes are like, oh, I eat a Big Mac every other day because I like to save money, and it's like, dude, that's expensive now. It used to kind of be cheap back in the day, but it's expensive to eat a Big Mac. Don't fucking throw your rich man bullshit at me. Rich dad, poor dad. Fuck your dad. Um, but yeah, moving on to other rich people here. Nick Jonas cancels Jonas Brothers Mexico concerts due to sickness. And Nick Jonas has some bad news for Jonas Brothers fans in Mexico. They postponed the rest of their concerts. I have come down with nasty strain of influenza A that's been going around. I'm not able to sing at the moment. Um, and I know Mexico's pretty bad about this. Well, I don't know about Mexico, the country. I know like the fans that had titties tickets. Well, the fans that had titties probably were upset, but the fans that had tickets are, I think, pretty upset about it. No, it says here they're poor Nick. OMG, your voice sounds terrible. Please take care of yourself. Rest up. Uh, I guess they were okay with it. I thought for some reason I thought the article said that that Mexico was pretty pissed about it, but I don't know if he's the Jonas Brothers with diabetes. I know one of them has like really bad diabetes because I remember always him pushing that Dexcom G7 shit. Like, this is how I check my blood sugar in the future or whatever. This is how and that Dexcom's with constantly monitoring your blood sugar without having to like prick your needle or prick your finger with a needle all the time. So it's convenient, but I don't know if he's the one with diabetes. He looks kind of like when skinny people have diabetes, so you can't really tell. He looks like a skinny person with diabetes. So I think he's the one. I don't know. I don't quote me on that. Maybe all three of them do. I don't know. But hopefully he gets better, and it's not just something like DMX when he fucking canceled. Man, I remember I've always said this story. I had tickets to a show with my buddy Johnny to see DMX, and he canceled because he was sick. And it was the same night of a big UFC event. And when you looked at like the UFC event, he was just at the UFC event. He wasn't sick at all. And I was like, that's fucking bullshit. Fuck you, DMX. Oh, oh, oh. What you really want? What you really want? DMX. No, fuck DMX. May he not rest in peace for doing that bullshit. That changed my opinion very much about DMX. But yeah, let's see if Nick Jonas isn't faking it. Take care, Nick Jonas. What was it? Prayers for you. Prayers for you. That's what you need, right? Um, Here's some news about the world because that's all we can talk about with the war and stuff in the world war. World Food Program Director Cindy McCain saying parts of Gaza in full blown famine. And if you're looking at the pictures here, if you're just listening, some Palestinian kids with some empty plates for a photo opportunity. That always looks sad. They look sad with empty plates, like, oh, I'm eating invisible stuff. Cindy McCain, director of World Food Program, says Northern Gaza says Northern Gaza is experiencing full blown famine. There is famine, full blown famine in the north, and it's moving its way south. Her remarks are not an official declaration of famine, which is a technical designation spearheaded by the United Nations. The UN has said famine is imminent in Gaza since mid March. Okay, so she's saying there is, but it's not officially famine there. But you know what? Like this, we don't even know if this is how it was before the war. Like that's what I'm saying. These articles are so misleading. It's like there's famine in northern Gaza because of the war, and it's like, well, how was it before the war? That doesn't matter. The war's already going on, and it's like, well, what if it was already like famine before the war, and now that the war's there and they're trying to get food, it's like, oh my god, it's bad here. Is this because of the war? And it's like, well, no, it was already like that, but oh, the war is still bad. You know what I mean? It's like like if a tornado tore through a hoarder's house or something, it's like, oh my god, it's a mess here. It's like, well, yeah, but it was already like that before because it was a hoarder's house. Like we couldn't do shit. It was already fucking fucked up. The the fucking disaster just like brought a spotlight to it. So I don't know. I feel like it was already famined enough before, and now they're just setting their eyes on it like, wow, this is really bad. And it's like, well, yeah, it's been probably been like this because this country's not nice to its people. Uh, but we have our college students here and other people that really love Palestine, even though they don't know anything that's going down. And like I said, I'm not a political analyst. I'm not a fucking. I'm barely even a man, and I don't know. It's like we don't have enough of the facts. We just want to assume things, and it's I don't know. It's ridiculous the bandwagons people will jump on just because they think they're doing the right thing, or they feel righteous, or maybe they want to do the bad thing. I don't know, but the world is I don't know. I'm praying for it, just like I'm praying for Nick Jonas, Warren Buffett, and Rick Ross and AI. But that's the world we're living in. Whatever world we're living in, feline, feminine. Uh, I don't know the lyrics. Fuck, I had the lyrics in my head to that song. There's what was it? The wolves of the fall. He was on stage. I can't remember. You know who doesn't need prayers though? This last person here on the news. Mystik Dan wins 150th Kentucky Derby by a nose in the photo finish. Now that sounds cool. Like you just go like, oh, yeah, coming up here on the street now, you got Mystik Dan followed by Sea Biscuit, followed by the Lord's Tooth or whatever the fuck they name him, Stinky Pete, and uh, oh, it's coming to a final finish, folks. Oh, it's Mystik Dan by a nose, and man, uh, that's the one place too that I think, like with Kentucky, with horse races, like horses are fucking bosses, like they run fast, they do this, and then you have jockeys, which are like, little people, but not midgets, like just little people, but they're trained to it takes a lot to ride a horse, to know how to like be in sync with it with running, and then to like whip it whip it at a good amount to where it fuels its speed and not just gets it angry or tired. So I imagine there's like a lot to it other than just, well, let me ride this horse and it'll run, like a fucking car or whatever. Like there's a lot of art to, I'm sure, horse racing. But I don't know. I just think that's cool that it's still going on. The idea of a horse race, even though I'm sure PETA can jump on it, or it does sound, in technical terms inhumane, to race these horses and to kind of force them to do this sort of thing for fun, you know. But I'm glad it's still going on. It's one of those things where it's a tradition that have been obviously around for 150 years, right? If it's the 150th, it's pretty ridiculous. 150th, so that would be fucking when did it in like 19 No, 18, like 1875 or something. Like, holy shit! Like, that's pretty cool if it's been around for that long, and we're still actually doing it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that he won. Uh, it's always I don't know if he was a underdog or whatever. Let's see. The winner's share of the record 5 million purse was 3.1 million, with the jockey and trainer typically earning 10% each. Just a brilliant jockey and ride. Brian is one of the most underrated jockeys, but not anymore. That's what I think of too. How like the jockey like probably fucking uh got it fucking like he's getting fucking probably some badass pussy too. Like not only is Mystik Dan getting him some horse pussy, but the jockey is getting him some jockey like midget pussy too. So good for the both of them. I'm happy for Mystik Dan. I'm happy for his jockey. Obviously, whoever it is, I'm not gonna really look for the name here, but again, I hope they're both getting the pussy they want to get, right? Because they deserve it. Kudos to you. And my hopefully that horse can go to stud. They could use his semen on every whatever and make genetically fast horses once AI takes over and we have the most quick, powerful horses to get us around. And that's what I think we should do with that. That's well, there's a song. That's all funny. I want to thank you for listening to the podcast. That's all funny. It's been one of our podcasts available just for That's All Funny. Our podcast, my buddy Abe called That's All Funny. Maybe we talk about wrestling and other stuff. Check it out. It's on its own thing. Just make sure that's all funny. Newer podcast available. If you want to see video versions of this or that or all the other stuff I do, check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/at Lorenzo Ariola. Videos of this, that, there. I also do a live show with the wonderful Mint Salad called Tits and Areolas. That's on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Talk about a movie we watch, play a little game. It's fun. She's beautiful. I'm fat. Piece of shit. Check that out. If you want to support the podcast anymore, check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/Lorenzo Ariola. $5 a month gets you everything: bonus episodes, early episodes, a few deleted episodes, extra stuff like that, ad-free episodes. If you want to buy any merch, you can hit me up. We got t-shirts, print stickers. Just hit me up at Lorenzo Ariola on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to commission any art from the artist that does all the art for the show, at Retro Horror Inc. on Twitter and Instagram. The Rare Hard graphic art can't be beat. Best there is, best there was, best there will be. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, my Patreon members. Share, like, subscribe, take